Hi, and welcome back to Epic Restorations. Today, we're working to remove our gas tank from our barn find 1930 Ford Model A.
Just over 2 years ago, we pulled this 1930 Ford Model A from a barn where it had been sitting for 30 years. Throughout the course of our restoration, we've removed the gas line and sediment bowl, our windshield, instrument panel, dash rail, and more. Today we're going to free up and remove the gas tank. We began by removing the old cowl lacing.
See, and this strap has a hook. Hooks down on the end. There's a screw on here, and then just on the other side.
On a 1930 or 1931 Model A, there is a clip at each end of the cowl lacing that's supposed to attach to the bottom of each side of the channel strip. Clearly, we're going to need a replacement. This end is toast. Next, we began to remove the cowl screws. Using an impact, we loosened and removed the screws. These are probably original, and to do it right, we're going to get all new hardware for this when it goes back together later on.
Must be right in that corner, gets water or something.
Next, we removed the 4 C-shaped gas tank clamps that hold the sides of the tank to the cowl panel. On a 1928-29 car, there would have been 5 on each side, for a total of 10. But on a 1930 and 31 model year car, like ours, there were only 2 used on each side, for a total of 4. Using a 7/16 socket on the driver's side and a ratcheting wrench on the other, we began to loosen them up. Due to the vacuum line that runs underneath the tank on the passenger side, there isn't a lot of room to work. A ratcheting wrench can be helpful to get the job done. If you've ever restored a Model A before, then you've likely seen some interesting ways that repairs were done in the past. Our cowl band provided us a prime example. At some point in its past, the original cowl band was replaced with this one. But rather than attaching it at the bottom using those diagonal shaped bolts, this one was installed using carriage bolts, up along the sides to secure the band to the body.
Well, there should be a bolt welded in here that comes and angles down so that it pulls the cowling strap down, but looks like they just put some carriage bolts and slid this on inside the carriage bolt and then snugged it up.
On the inside, they attached these bolts with square nuts, which were a real pain to work with. Once we finally figured out exactly what the situation was and what we were dealing with, we lifted the cowl band up and over the carriage bolts and off the body. We'd prefer to replace this band with a proper one. However, reproduction bands aren't currently available. We aren't in a hurry though, so we'll keep a lookout for a better replacement. Next, we had to remove the 12 bolts under the dash rail that secure the dash rail to the tank. Using a 1/2-inch wrench, we worked to remove the nuts and lock washers. If your windshield has already been removed, you can use a 3/8-inch socket underneath with a 1/2-inch wrench locked in on top to more easily unscrew the nuts and remove the bolts. Next, we loosened up the bottom of the windshield belt rail. The rail is held in place by 2 screws, one in each corner. Using an impact, George was able to remove the driver's side screw.
These things are just so old, they've been in there so long. I think it'll take new screws.
The passenger side screw was a bit more stubborn. One brand new, now broken bit later, we added a little heat before it finally gave way and came out. Look at that old fella.
Yep.
With the windshield belt rail screws removed, the gas tank was free from the body and ready for extraction. With the gas tank on the floor, George used his camera to examine the inside of the tank, and honestly, for a 90-plus-year-old car, it was in pretty decent shape. It's certainly far from gone, so we'll repair and restore it so that when the time comes, it'll be ready to go back on the car.
Some rust in there.
If you guys have enjoyed the video or you found it helpful to you on your own Ford Model A journey, please consider giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel to follow along as this restoration becomes a reality. And join us next time as we continue our journey to restore this 1930 Ford Model A on Epic Restorations.